Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Aiman Hamzah. Today I will be presenting on the Japan Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Act, PMD Act. Okay. First is the introduction. The background of the PMD Act is Pharmaceutical and Device Agency. PMDA is an independent agency that responsible in reviewing drugs and medical device applications. The PMDA works with the Japan's Ministry of Health, Labour and Welfare to assess new product safety development, comprehensive regulation and monitor post-market safety. On November 25, 2014, PMDA came into force, replacing the Pharmaceutical Affair Law (PAL), which involved with Japanese medical product registration, including in-country representation, certification process, licensing, and quality assurance system. So next, let's take a look on the objective of the Japanese PMD Act. First is strengthen safety measure regarding drugs and medical device. Second is revised medical device regulation based on its characteristics. Introduce cellular and tissue therapeutic product regulations based on its characteristics. Next is the function, an independent agency that is responsible for reviewing drugs and medical device application. So next we move on to the Japan Medical Device Classification. First, about the Japan Medical Device Classification is that it is under the Japan PMDA regulation. A medical device can be classified into classes depending on its risk level, which is first is the general medical device, which is in class 1. Only a notification, self-declaration is required, and the product does not need to undergo the approval process by the Minister of Health, Labour and Welfare and PMDA. Second is the controlled medical device, which is class 2, can be designated to be certified by an authorized third-party certification party or reviewed by the PMDA. Lastly is the specially controlled medical device, which is in class 3, must be reviewed and approved by the PMDA and MHLW. Next is, let's move on to the declaration of conformity. The Act requires manufacturers to demonstrate both product conformity and a quality management system complying with Ministerial Ordinance No. 169/2004. Compliance to the PMD Act is assessed by either the Pharmaceutical and Medical Device Agency (PMDA) or Design Registered Certification Bodies (RCB), which review technical documentation based on product classification. Next, we move on to the classification of medical device. Regulatory requirements for product are determined by its classification. The Japanese system uses a risk-based classification with aligns with the principle outlined by the International Medical Device Regulation Forum. So this is the regulatory categories for medical device in Japan. As you can see, first for class 4 we have specially controlled medical device approval in Japan, which is called shonin. Must be reviewed by the PMDA. The third class is specially controlled, also specially controlled and specially controlled medical device with certification standards. The approval is certification, which in Japan is called it as Ninsho, and it must be reviewed by a registered certification body, which is the RCB. The second class is a controlled medical device and controlled medical device with certification standards. For controlled medical device, approval and controlled medical device with certification standard is the product approval is by certification. And the KMS review is for controlled medical device is PMD and controlled medical device with certification standards is reviewed by RCB. And finally the class 1, which is the general medical device. The product approval is only notification, which also known as Tolokede, and the review is exempted. That's all from me. Thank you.